Welcome to this beautiful, interesting full moon in Sagittarius eclipse season that we're in. So on June the 5th, 2020, we are into this full moon energy that is coming in. It's a flow for the next 3 days, and it is the very first partial lunar eclipse of the summer. So basically, our title for this full moon is optimism, honesty, freedom, and passion. We're going to get into doing a ritual, setting our release ritual, and we're going to do a moon water plus our cleanse. We always have a lot, but we're including in moon water working and how the moon water spell works with the lunar energy. So let's get it in. So at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 p.m. Pacific Time, the full moon will be in lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Sagittarius and of the sun. Sagittarius, the sun, is at 15 degrees of Gemini. And let me give you a little back history. On December the 7th, 2018, we had a new moon at the same degree at 15 degrees of Sagittarius, the sun, and it was at first degree of Gemini. It was a lunar eclipse, the same exact position. The eclipse in 2018, December the 7th. Now the eclipse for full moon for June the 5th, 2020, it will offer a chance, an opportunity to heal old wounds, and with all the global uprising, which is much needed, to deal with old wounds and things that are very important. We have protests for equality. And limited white supremacy that needs to be banished. Killing of unarmed black men in America. Descendants of American slaves. That's the black men that I'm speaking of. Those that are descendants of American slaves in the U.S. that have been killed by white supremacy and unarmed black men of genocide. That's the black men I'm speaking of. Okay, and black women as well. Underneath white supremacy, hiding underneath the KKK, supreme energy spirit that's behind the uniform. Expressing the truth of equality, the eclipse energy is felt already with this, along with this great time for release. We have the pandemic, which was premeditated. Yes, there's theories and confusion rolling around on the internet at the moment, but everyone needs to fact check, double check their facts, and a lot of information. Anything that is coming through, you need to triple check it, double check it in every single form, because you don't want to get misinformation or fake news just to get your emotions on an uprise, because we're entering in a new age of Aquarius, moving into level 5G, and ancestors calling us to do the work as they are coming down through this full moon and Sagittarius lunar eclipse as well. Those that are working with the ancestor altars here with this channel, you know the homework that was given to you for this full moon. How do you learn about that information? Is join our classes every other Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now, the release that we're going to be focusing on with this full moon is 3 areas, and then we're going to burn our bay leaves on this. So we're changing up some things for this particular energy. So we're burning bay leaves of a different potency that I was guided to do. You can still use Joss paper if you choose, but we're guided to use bay leaf. You can still order your Joss paper. It is on back order, but those that have ordered, should be coming through this week due to shipping issues. All right. Now the release of the 3 areas that we're focusing on, we're using bay leaves for the potency with this eclipse season, okay, because it's a whole season of eclipses. One of the areas that we're focusing on is transparent. This eclipse will be a little foggy. It's essential that you act, speak, and behave clear with honesty and transparency. The full moon in Sagittarius will not tolerate lying. That is a very key element of Sagittarian energy. I'm a Sagittarius. I know that for a fact. We don't tolerate lying. This particular energy attached with the potency of this partial lunar eclipse. You want to speak and act and behave clear, honest with transparency, and it doesn't tolerate lying with this energy of the full moon. The second release, number 2, is respond, not react. Respond, not react. The Mars and Neptune conjunction can reflect an anger expression of victimization ways. So that is not always a bad thing, but however, be careful to respond rather than to react with this moon and fiery Sagittarius, all right? So respond, not react. Respond, not react. The third area is know the truth. Know the truth. Sagittarian energy is very potent in this. Figure out the facts on your own belief and stand true to them. You can be flexible and adaptable, but be sure to have some sort of moral compass over this eclipse season and this lunar eclipse that's in a fence sitting. So you want to make sure that you have a moral compass and a moral balance. The 3 areas that we'll be burning on, we will burn outdoors as we always do with the full moon and new moon. People tend to work more with the new moon, but each lunar cycle is very important. With the lunar energy, people are more up to date with more new moon than full moon, but it's important for all. It's important to work with all. Before I get into the 3 areas that we're burning on, we do have an altar vigil that is going on right now, which is the altar vigil. And it is working with this full moon energy, and we're going behind Chiron. There's an area in the atmosphere in the realms called the Great Attractor. The Great Attractor. And that particular energy is very potent right now. That is the energy that we're working with the altar vigil. So we're attracting things to us. As well with working with the Sagittarius energy, we are still working with Ganesh, the deity Ganesh, with removing obstacles and bringing in abundance and happiness and joy and abundance, along with bringing in the other energy of Elegua. We are working with Elegua as well as an Orishian, removing obstacles with this full moon energy and going into the eclipse. So we're going to be burning 3 areas. We usually do joss paper, but this round, the full moon, we're guided to burn on the Baileys. So what you would do is write your 3 releases on the Baileys. Okay, you're going to take it outdoors at what night? Lunar energy is at what nighttime? We're not working with the sun. We're working with lunar energy, which is the full moon. She is feminine, goddess energy. Okay. So we're going to be focusing on 3 areas of release that we will burn. I will show you. The first one is, let me make sure I have my other one. I'll write it on here. The first one is transparency, but I will write it here. All right. So the first one that we're burning on is transparent. Transparent. We want to be transparent so we can get the truths and be honest. And honesty brings in the best policy with this full moon. And Sagittarius, no liars, very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're being transparent. The other one is respond. Respond, not react. Respond, not react. And the last but not least, 3rd area that we're releasing is know the truth. Know the truth. So we're going to burn it. You're going to burn it outdoors. You can use whatever you like. I'll be burning it here. So I started with knowing the truth, whatever way is you would like to burn. Okay, so we're doing Know the Truth. Every lunar and full moon, we do our burns outdoors at night. The weather should be good in your area, no matter if you're in the southern or northern hemisphere. So there is no excuse to go outside. There is no excuse. I don't want to hear it's too cold, put on a coat. Do the work for yourself. It's an important time to do the work. No excuses. Transparency. Working with transparency. Burning it on a bay leaf. Bay leaf potency of abundance and enrichment and surge and speed. It also brings you into a great mental state as well, burning the bay leaf. A psychedelic energy in your mental state. And last but not least is respond and not react. Respond and not react. And there we go. So you always make sure that you have it in a safety dish. Okay, this is my shell here. You can clearly see it's well worked. So it's not new. I use it. It got a lot of energy on it. And you use a safety dish for yourself, an ashtray, whatever you have. Okay, so we did our 3 areas. The candle of Sagittarius that we will use is yellow. Okay, this is yellow. I'm using a little bit of yellow oranges kind of color. I wanted to mix with mine a little bit because I am Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius, but use yellow or yellow goldish medallion kind of color. Preferably this. White, if you can't gain access. I know that we have a lot of shipping issues going on due to COVID. So you can use white, but those that are North Node tribe here that are practitioners, part of the Today is Sacred, you have no excuse. You should always have your colors. And you know how to prep your candles. You don't just light it and burn. Go to the website here if you need help with learning how to prep your candle. I do have a video on that, or I can link it down in the description box down below. The reason why we chose yellow is that it's for persistence and determination. And we're going to burn it over the course of the 3-day energy of this full moon and partial lunar eclipse. Always make sure that you use fire safety first. Fire safety first. All right. This full moon in Sagittarius marks to be the beginning of eclipse season for this summer of 2020. We want to make sure that you cleanse your aura, which is your, I like to call your force field, kind of like if you're if you a Trekkie follower or Star Wars. But if you like Star Trek or Star Wars, we know it's the force field. You know, that's your aura pretty much. That's what I like to call it. And it precedes you. And you want to clean it because it carries a lot of soot. It guards your soul and your spirit. And so you need to clean it on every lunar cycle. That's what I recommend, every lunar cycle that comes in. But you can clean it as more as you like, as you're guided. But moving right along, you want to make sure that you clean it with the sage of your choice or Palo Santo. Sage with cinnamon is my preference with this full moon and Sag because it has speed. It will, and also too, you want to make sure after you sage your aura and your surrounding areas, you want to make sure that you burn an incense behind it to raise the vibration back very quickly. All right, because it sounds hollow and it takes too long to bring the vibration back in your surrounding areas. Okay, so I like to burn it with a cinnamon stick inside of my sage, or I burn a cinnamon stick right behind it. You can use whatever incense you like. Frankincense and myrrh, dragon blood is great with this season. Also Nam Champa, you know, that's one of my favorites. Or you can use Moon Magic incense. Okay. Now the bath that you will prepare, let me tell you the items that you prepare for your bath. We always do a bath with our full and new moon cycle in this particular channel. It's very important to cleanse, do a deep cleanse of your aura, your physical form, your energy, your soul. And also it heightens your spiritual ability as well, and your psychic abilities. So we won't be offering a bath cleanse on the website this particular full moon. So my recommendations is to use 2 to 3 cups on your 2 to 3 cups in your bath at home with Himalaya salt, 2 or 3 cups of sea salt, and a whole bottle of Florida water. A whole bottle of Florida water. That's usually 8 ounces to put in your bath. Very simple bath for this full moon because there's a lot of energy, and we're doing a moon water spell included with this as well. Okay, so you always want to shower first, cleanse with soap. Then you get into your bath. The bath should be super duper 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 hot, as hot as you can stand it. So now once you cleanse your aura, your surroundings, right before you enter your sanctuary bath, that's what I'm calling it because it's like a sanctuary. You're going in to do a deep cleanse, almost like a baptism type sanctuary for your energy. Okay, it's like a baptism with this full moon going into the eclipse season and it being fiery. All right, so you want to make sure that you light your Sagittarius candle. It should be in your bathroom. If you don't have a bathtub, go on and use a shower. You just prepare everything in a bucket. Okay, so you want to light your candle. All right, so you light your candle. It's already cleansed, prepared. You have your incense going as well. Whatever you like to do is your practice. All right, there's no wrong and right way of doing things. You have to listen to your higher self in sacred time to be able to balance your own strategy of your own practice. But I give a guide, and then that which you're enhanced to add to, by all means do so. So here is a mantra before you enter your sanctuary, your baptism bath. It's full of Himalaya salt, full of sea salt. So it's like you're going into the ocean. The Himalaya salt represents mountains, and it comes from that area of cleanse as well. All right. So here is the mantra. This is before you enter your bath. It's time for me to go within. It's time for me to shine. The eclipse is here. I must walk to a path that is more freely mine. I am coming into my light. I'm coming into my power. And now I must cleanse. I must release and let go of all that needs to come to an end. Join me, spirit guides and angels of the highest light, and under the darkness of this full moon light, I invite healing and cleansing. I invite purpose and clarity. I invite peace and calm into my body, into my heart, and into my soul. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So that is the mantra for entering into the bath. All right. So you get into your bath, press the water hot as you can, up to you, pour it over your head, everything. All right. So that is your mantra. That is your mantra. You can put this on repeat so you can hear that mantra again, but it's very powerful. It brings in a flow of energy. You will feel that waving energy in there. Okay. Once you come out of your bath, you always should have a white towel, dry off naturally. Use a white towel. You do the bath at night, get into a white night clothes or white t-shirt, white shorts, and you go to bed. All right, because you did a cleanse. It's at what? At night. All right. So now, how to make moon water? We are doing a moon water ritual, moon water spell. What is moon water, Ranita? The ecliptic spiritualist. What is moon water? Well, it is water charged under the energy of the moon. The lunar energy is extremely healing, and it recharges our energy fields, which is our force field, I like to call it. The lunar energy focuses on our subconscious, and that is very important that we're working with our subconscious. Going and you want to get insight into our spirit or our higher self. or our soul work. So it's the lunar energy is focused on our subconscious, and it's going to work with our insight of our spirit, our higher self, and our soul work. And that's very important to do with moon water. Now, with moon water, you want to grab a couple of containers that you may like. I have a mason jar that is here. I like to collect moon water out of these. They're very inexpensive. You can get them at the dollar store for $1 or whatever you may have. You can even recycle pickle jars. I tend to do that. My family likes pickles. So I have big jars from like the warehouses and small pickle jars. So I keep those, I repurpose them, and I use them collecting moon water or using them for different things, but I use them for moon water as well. But you can use a mason jar. Okay. Now, you can grab your containers, preferably glass, please. Glass, all right? Fill the containers with drinking water. You can fill it with drinking water, filtered water. It should not have any fluoride in it, okay? So you want to use it with clean drinking water, not spring water, but drinking water, nothing with fluoride in it, okay? Make sure each container is covered with a lid or a cap. This is a lid here. You want to make sure it's sealed very well. It goes outside at night, okay? You want to state your intention into this moon water. So you poured your water into it. You're going to state your intention. So before you put the water out there, you stand out there with the water filled in your water jar here. Okay. So let me give you an example of setting the intention. It could be, for instance, I wish to release, you fill in the blank. I invite abundance of, you fill in the blank. Place your hands over each container. You want to send your energy there. And as you say your intentions out loud, okay, then you want to place the water anywhere outside, or you can put it on your windowsill outside. It needs to be outside, okay? If it's in the winter time with moon water, you only sit it out there for a while so it won't freeze up and break the glass. If you like, I can do another full video on moon water and some other things that you can use it for. But what happens is, in saying that, with moon water, by the mid-morning, before sun comes up, you don't want the sun to get a hold of this. I like to leave my water under the moon. You can use it for many different ways. I was saying, you get the water from outside before the sunrise. What we're doing with this ritual here is drink it. You want to drink it. You want to consume the energy of the moon water. The water will more than hydrate you. It will help you to remove stagnant energy from your body and recharge and empower you. You may use moon water for a lot of other different purposes, but for this particular ritual, we are using moon water to move stagnant energy and to recharge and empower you. You will feel the shift in that, okay? So in saying that, let's get ready for this full moon in Sagittarius. It's going to be a beautiful shift of lunar energy. Make sure that you do the work. Don't procrastinate on this. Join the altar vigil and so much more. I love you for watching today. Have a wonderful full moon in the lunar eclipse. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.